Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to be replacing the main jet in the Mikuni BST40 carburetor off a DR650. So we're doing some airbox mods here, so I'm going to be replacing my main jet. I'm going to start with a 150 and try that out from here using factory Mikuni parts. So I got my main jet from Moto Lab. I also got a 147.5 also to try, and a 155 to try, but I'm going to start with the 150. Moto Lab is a great source for factory carburetor parts for these BSTs. I also got, so I have changed out my float bowl screws already with these 5mm Allen heads. But if you have not done that yet, you want a good JIS screwdriver, and it is very difficult to get these out without kind of stripping them out. But if you put a lot of pressure on it, you can break them loose. I broke it loose with this screwdriver here, this JIS screwdriver. I'll put links in the description for everything. Anyway, so we're gonna take the float bowl off, and anytime we do that, we also want to change the O-rings for the for the float. So there's two O-rings for the float. We want to change those with the Viton O-rings. So I also got a source for that too, to get just those O-rings, and I'll put that link in the description as well. Also, as you can see, I already have the carburetor out here, so if you need help taking your carburetor out, I'll put my video for taking the carburetor out up above here. And yeah, we'll get to it here. All right, we'll start by taking the bowl off here. Just remove the two screws here on the bottom to remove the bowl. I said you'll have to have your JIS driver if you're removing the original ones. And if you are removing the original ones, I recommend replacing them with some Allen head bolts and make it a lot easier to take it off the next time you gotta take the bowl off. I would say you never want to put those JIS screws back in there again. I've replaced these ones with the Allens, and then I replaced these top ones here with the Allens as well, just to make things easier for removal and installation. Alright, so I already have the bowl drained here, but we might get a little bit of fuel in here still. We remove it. So we got these paper towels down here. And we'll just take the bowl off like that. A little bit of gunk in there we'll clean out. Not too bad yet. Alright, there we are there. The main jet's right there. Pretty easy to do this whole thing once the carburetor's out. You could even do it with the carburetor in and kind of tilt it to the side, but I find it just easier to do it with it out. Then you can also measure your float level and all that while you're there. So take a good, nice flathead screwdriver and just break that loose. There's the stock 140, I believe it is on the stock. Let's see if I can read it there. Yeah, stock 140, and we're gonna just jump up to the 150. We're also doing airbox modifications here. I'm going to be cutting the airbox out, so I'm going to start with the 150 and then just go from there. I'll put the 150 in there. Just tight, but not too tight. You don't want to mar anything up, but you don't want it to fall out or loosen up. That's good. And that's pretty much it. So we'll replace the O-rings for the float, and then put it back together. All right, so we'll remove our float assembly here. Just kind of wiggle it out gently. There it is there. And these are the two O-rings we're gonna want to replace with those Viton O-rings, the smaller and the other one. And then we might as well check float level while we're here. Alright, I got my two Viton O-rings here. Like I said, I found a good source for these where you can get just the O-rings for a pretty affordable price. So we'll go ahead and replace those two O-rings. Just get a pick tool and gently lift the O-rings out of there. Like I said, it's always a good idea to replace these O-rings whenever you have the bowl off. They tend to leak, so good idea to replace them. And then get the Viton ones in there. They'll hold up better to the ethanol fuel that we got these days. So I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the factory ones from Suzuki aren't Viton. A little bit of trouble getting this one off here. Got it. Alright, so we got new O-rings for the float assembly. Alright, I can help to add a little bit of oil back on the O-rings here, just engine oil. And then we'll kind of just press that back into place. Alright. And the float assembly is nice and seated now. Alright, so checking the float level out, my float level tool here. I have heard some people kind of just lining up basically how the seam goes. Let me see here. The seam goes on the edge here. If you just line that up parallel with the gasket surface on the carb body, I've heard people doing that as like a no tool kind of way. But I'm going to do it with the tool, and I'll leave the link in the description for that as well. So it's pretty simple to check and adjust. We know the BST40 is just really finicky on float level. So basically I have this set up to, it's at 14.7 millimeters. And I'll leave the link in the description for this. And we're just going to go from the gasket surface on the edge right here to the the measurement on the float level tool here. Now, so you want to hold the carb. You don't want to hold it directly upside down. Even though mine's not pushing all the way in, sometimes people say if you flip it all the way down, upside down, it might depress the depress into there a little bit more than it should. So we're going to hold the float into the body, make sure it's good there. It is good there. And we're going to go at a 45, kind of, see how it's down like this? We'll go just to like a 45 to where it sits, rests gently against right there. Then we can just put this against the body there. And we're right about perfect at 14.7 there. Just want to check it on both sides. Yeah, that's right about perfect float level. Just this carburetor is very sensitive to the float level being off. Not all carburetors are. This one is. If it was off, you could bend the tang up or downward this way, would bring it up, or push them down the other way, would bend it, or bend it the other way, would bend it back that way. So we're just about good right there. All right, that's it. We can reassemble the carb now. I have my bowl all cleaned out here, so I'm going to install that back on there. Just cleaned it out with a little bit of carburetor cleaner. I'm going to put just a very light amount of engine oil around the sealer around the outside, just to help that seat. Not a necessary thing, but it's just something I like to do with the rubber seals. And then we can put the bowl back on. So yeah, float level is all good. We have the 150 main in, and pretty easy to do. Alright, putting the float bowl screws back in. Just has one on either side. I'll tighten those screws up. Yeah, like I keep saying, I highly recommend not putting those JIS screws back in there, just putting some Allen bolts in here, because you're going to be opening this thing again if you plan on keeping it. For me, I don't plan on keeping the BST too long, but I'm messing around with it a little bit for a while, at least till I can wear it out. Then I'll switch to a TM40. Alright, there you have it. Larger main jet installed. So, I mean, that was pretty easy. We also checked the float level. Also pretty easy, once you have the carburetor out. I have another video I'll put up here, or actually I'll put on the end screen right here, where we do the other adjustments to the carburetor, where we drill out the, there's a plug that goes right here, where this adjustment screw is right here. Where we drill that out so we can put an adjustment screw in there, or just make adjustments on the factory screw. And then also where we shimmed the needle on this carb and added the 6F19 needle. So that's in this other video right here on the end screen. I do want to thank you for watching this video. If you did find this video helpful, please give me a like and also subscribe for more DR650 content. We're going to be doing more, basically mostly DR650 stuff every other week or so. So subscribe if you want to see more of that. I'll see you on the next one.